Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Brianna Wilson. I'm a certified dementia practitioner and the founder of Bambu Care. So today is a very exciting video because I finally get to share with you the Day Hub by Relish. And this product was actually sent to me by Relish to review and share with my community. So here we are. So one of the exciting things about this product is that it really is the first of its kind. And here's why. So previous to this product, here's what I would have to do. I would have to take a standard, what they call dementia clock, that has alarms and pair it with a task board. So with this, you just toggle over once you've completed a task, right? But the thing is, you have to remember at the end of the day to reset this, right? Or you would have to pair it with a standard to-do list with the time, okay? But now what Relish has done is essentially combined these two products into one, and now we have the Day Hub. So the Day Hub is essentially a digital clock with task alerts, and I'll bring it closer so you can see. So as you can see, this has a 7-inch LCD display that is auto-dimmable and fully customizable. So you can customize the color combination, so this is white on black, but you can also choose black on white, yellow on black, or black on yellow. You can also choose how you want this to display, if at all, or if you would rather have a simple icon, and you can also choose how you want the date to display, if at all. And then here is 10 slots for times and tasks. You do not have to use all of these slots, but you would write the time here, and you would write the task here. And then on this side here, you would have the visual feedback of the checks. So at the beginning of your day, before a task alert even happens, this will be grayed out. But as soon as the time hits that your task alert would go off, this is going to blink orange, and then you'll have a task alert show here, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you can choose what sound you want to play when the task alert goes off, as well as how long you want it to play for, so that's cool. And then, like I said, this will be flashing orange until that task alert ends, and then it will stay lit up orange. Once you acknowledge the task or you have completed the task, you simply press the check, you'll hear a sound, and it will turn it green. So that is essentially how it works. Once the task alert goes off and you acknowledge it, you can just click the check and it'll turn green. Now let's say that you accidentally clicked the check, but you didn't do the task. It does let you undo it. And if you completed something early, you can also mark it as complete, okay? So those are some pretty neat features of the Day Hub. So let's talk about some pros and cons, starting with the pros. So the pro is that it is fairly easy to set up, though it is not completely intuitive, which we'll talk about in a moment. I also love the fact that this is fully customizable as far as the display goes. I also love that it gives you 10 tasks that you can put. Of course, you don't have to use all these slots, but I do like that it allows you to put a pretty good number of tasks. And then I do love the visual and auditory feedback of the check marks, okay? Now this can also pair with what they call their Day Connect. So you would likely want to place the Day Hub in the room that the person is in the most often, but I love the fact that you can pair it with a Day Connect that can go in any other room that's necessary. You'll also receive the task alert on the Day Connect, and then you would have to return to the Day Hub to mark it as complete. But I do love that functionality. Now let's talk about some cons and some things that I didn't quite like. So the first thing I'll point out is this. So as you may notice, this is handwritten. And so if the person setting it up or the person using it doesn't have good legible handwriting, it does make it a little bit more difficult to use. And it only comes with 4 additional task list cards. So if you mess up, there's not a lot of room for grace. If the schedule changes, there's not a lot of room for grace. And as of right now, I did not see a way to purchase additional task list cards. So that is just something to keep in mind. So one thing that I would recommend is going ahead and writing out your list of tasks and times first before you transfer it to the task list card. And you may even want to test it out for a few days before you put it on the card. Another thing that I would like to point out is that this is just one set of task alerts. So you want to make sure that whatever you are putting here are things that you do every single day at the same time. And so that is a limitation. You cannot change your schedule from like weekdays versus weekends. It's all the same schedule, okay? Another thing that I didn't love is, like I said, it is easy to set up, but it's not necessarily intuitive. And it did come with two user manuals. This one is the primary English one, and this one is all the other languages. And so this one is very narrow, which I just didn't really enjoy the experience of using this narrow one. And honestly, I didn't even notice it right away. And so, yeah, and I'll show you what it looked like when it was packaged up, but I didn't notice it right away. So it wasn't, like I said, as intuitive, like, oh, this is the user manual. And I also didn't right away know that I could remove it. I thought it was attached. And so that's just something that I'll point out. Another thing that I didn't quite like is how the buttons are. So as you can see, hopefully, there's this little flap here. So you do have to open this flap. So if you don't have nails, it can be a little difficult to open up. Also, if you can tell, these buttons are inset. And though they do have OK, this is a back or reset button, and a menu button, there's no tactile input, so I cannot tell what I'm touching. And though they did try to help by also putting here, OK, back, and then the menu button, when you're using it, your finger, as you can see, is covering that up. So I kept finding myself having to tilt it like this until I got used to where the buttons were for these buttons here. Now these ones are slightly lifted, so it was a little bit easier to tell, but still no tactile feedback as far as the arrow directions. So I would have loved for them to be like this, a little bit outside, not inset, and also to have tactile feedback so it was a little bit easier to tell what you're touching. And then the last con that I'll mention is that this is not touchscreen, nor does it connect with a phone for setup, so you do have to use the buttons. It does connect to Wi-Fi, which is most useful if you want the auto updates, as well as if you are planning to connect it to their Day Connect. But other than that, everything has to be managed through these buttons on the side that I showed you. And so there is a lot of clicking, and it can be a little bit tedious when it comes to the setup. Okay. But I will say that they have really nice, clear prompts as far as what they need you to do in order to set up or edit the device, okay? So all in all, would I recommend the Day Hub by Relish? And my answer is yes, absolutely. Even though it does have a higher price point, for what it is, it absolutely makes sense, and it is a great investment, especially for people in the early stages of dementia who are having a hard time remembering when to take their medications, when to eat, when to feed or walk their pets, things that they do on a daily basis. This really helps a person to be able to maintain their independence and feel in control of their life. And once it's set up, it's super simple and it does the hard work for you and keeps you on track, okay? So if anyone has any other questions about the Day Hub, please let me know and I will answer it to the best of my ability. Also, be sure to check the description box because there may just be a discount code for you. So thank you for watching this video and thank you to Relish for sending me the Day Hub to review and share with my community. And until next time, bye guys.